Hi everyone. I have been continuing to work on hats and warm wearables for the winter, and I have a few that I would like to share with you. In addition to that, I have some Advent items that have been gifted and purchased, and I think that they will inspire you guys to get crafty either for this year or the upcoming year. So let's take a look and see what I have to share with you guys on today. Hold on for a moment. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Mindful Crafts and More. I'm Katrina. If this is your first time checking out my channel, welcome. Take a look at this video or any of my other videos, and if you find yourself inspired, join my channel. For those of you who are returning, welcome back. I really appreciate you just hanging out with me for a bit. So, hi, everyone. I have a few more things that I want to share with you. I am continuing to work on beanies. One of them is actually delayed because I missed the deadline, but that's okay. It is one that I was working on for the Crochet Combat Challenge that was hosted by our crochet bestie, none other than Andrea over at Ojo the Crocheting Sailor. So Andrea came up with a beautiful collab that she's been doing with a few other crafters, and she was hosting, and she posed an opportunity for us to go in and join in, and that was to either make something using camo yarn or make something using red, white, and blue. And the challenge was even more because we could make something ourselves from our own ideas. We could make something that was someone else's pattern that was free, or we could make something that was someone else's pattern that was a paid pattern. And that gave even more of an exciting challenge for us to see how we wanted to participate. And I thought that it was great. I did share in a previous video with you guys um, the things that I had made. And then I thought about it and I really wanted to make at least one more, but I didn't meet the deadline. I didn't finish it before November, but I did finish it. So I do want to share it with you. Okay. So this is what I made here. All right. So this is a beanie, and this is the same um, pattern that I used in the previous one where I used a granny square yarn. All right. So as you see here, you can see how it kind of turns around and around. Okay, so this is a swirl and twirl beanie, and this was a free pattern on the Drops Design website. Okay, so beautiful, and it turned out great. All right, I did a 2x2 rib at the bottom, and then I did my decreases and finished off with the Kitchener stitch, and I like the way it ended up. Okay, this is a very easy beanie, and even with the complexity, it's just a 2-row repeat for the majority of it, and I think it's a easy make. You do have to pay attention uh, for the 2 rows that you're working on, but once you've done it a few times, then it's very easy for you to do it, especially if you use a stitch marker to mark where you started, and you just kind of follow that as you're going along. All right. So this is with the beautiful camo yarn. This is yarn that I had in my stash, and this is Red Heart camo yarn. Yeah, I do like the way it came out. Tell me what you guys think about it. Okay. All right. So now the next thing I had actually was kind of inspired by this yarn, and it was inspired because this is a self-patterned yarn. And I had some yarn in my stash, and I've had it for quite some time. I went to the Dollar Tree a long time ago, and they had this beautiful yarn called Just Yarn Flowers. And I saw it, I thought it was interesting. It's kind of a novelty yarn, and I hadn't seen that kind of yarn before there. And I thought, wow, that's very nice. So I grabbed what I could grab because they didn't have a whole lot there, but I grabbed what I could grab because I thought if I don't get this yarn now, I'm not going to find it anymore. And that was in fact true. They only had it for a limited time, and I have not seen it anymore. And I think they don't even make this particular yarn anymore. I'm not sure. If you guys know that they do, please leave a comment in the comment section and let me know. Okay. But I grabbed the yarn and was trying to figure out what to do with it. Okay, so let me share the yarn. This is the yarn. It's called Just Yarn flowers. All right. And it came, the store that I went to had it in 2 colors. Hold on for a moment. Okay, I am back. So the store that I went to had it in 2 colors. So these were the 2 colors that I was able to find and purchase. All right. So this one here is called Gem. All right. And the way this yarn is made is it is twisted. And then within the twists are little bits of yarn that are put in there, which I'm assuming they're calling flowers, like blooms. All right. So I think that is very interesting and very unique. And I had the yarn and just honestly didn't know what I wanted to do with it. Okay, so this is the second color that I purchased, and it is called Bouquet. All right, so again, these are the little flowers. All right, they're not knots. They're actually just, if you untwist it, you could probably pull them out. And I did find that out the hard way. All right, and I'll talk about that in a moment. All right, so and looking at it, I thought, okay, well, it's a novelty yarn. I need to just do something simple because I want to be able to showcase the yarn and the flowers, right? So what I did was a basic beanie. All right, so this time I actually crocheted a basic beanie. So here is my crocheted beanie. All right, so here it is using the yarn. I think it turned out great. All right, but with this yarn, I did have some challenges. So as you see the yarn and you see the hat, you see the little blooms, right? But you also see large areas such as like here where there is not hardly anything. And that's because depending on the stitch pattern that you choose, it may be difficult to get those little blooms to be on the front of your work. All right. And so if you look on the inside, you see some blooms are on the inside and some blooms are on the outside. So I guess that being said, this beanie could be worn either way, depending on what kind of texture you want to show. All right. I know which side I considered to be the right side because of the way I constructed the beanie. So I went ahead and made the beanie. And then when I got to the bottom, I picked up stitches. And then I used my knitting needles to make a 2 by 1 rib, okay, which is what I did here. So I did 2 knits and 1 purl on the ribbing. Okay, and because of the way I picked it up, I have this nice little ridge here, and that's how I know that I consider it to be the right side. But that doesn't matter. The person who wears the hat can wear it any kind of way they want. This was just a design that I had in mind when I made it. Okay. But yeah, the blooms are not all, present. There are areas where there are, larger ones that there's not any on that side. And again, it's just simply because of the stitches that I chose. This hat here is a double crocheted beanie. It's just a basic double crochet beanie. I did not use a pattern or anything like that. And I used a 5.5 millimeter hook for this. Okay. And overall, I do like it. I do like the yarn. It did pose a challenge for me, but I think overall it turned out good. Now, my thinking was that I wanted to try one in knit and one in crochet. I haven't done one in knit yet. I will try it in knit, and when I do, I will let you know if I found it challenging knitting versus crochet. I don't think that I'll find a challenge, but you never know. Sometimes you do. And that's okay too. All right. So I will share it with you when I figure it out. Okay. So again, this one is called, let's see, Bouquet. And this one is called Gem. All right. So flowers. Have you worked with this yarn before? And if so, did you find a challenge? And what did you make with it? Let me know in the comment section below. I am very interested in hearing your thoughts on it. Okay. All right. So those are my beanies that I wanted to share. I have one more that is not finished, but I'm going to share it with you nonetheless. Okay. So I was kind of playing around with my circular knitting machine. And I used impeccable yarn, and the impeccable yarn is a lot thicker than some of the other 4-weight yarns that I've used with the machine. So as a result, the fabric, depending on the tension that you use as you're making your project, the fabric can be a little bit more dense. So that being said, I didn't necessarily feel like I needed to do a double layer. Now, normal beanies that I make using the circular knitting machine, I will make a very long tube and then I will telescope it into one another and it'll be a double layer. But I didn't necessarily want that this time. So I thought, let me try it out. Let's see if I could do it as a single layer. And I made the tube and then used my needles to do the remainder. So this is the beanie, okay? And I'm not done with it yet, but as you see, I did waste yarn at the beginning. Then I put on the yarn that I wanted to make for my body and knit a tube, okay? Then I ended it and put waste yarn, okay? But I didn't cut the yarn. From that, I went ahead and picked up the stitches. And you see here where I picked up the stitches with another piece of yarn, okay? And then I left the yarn attached. So as you see here, it is still attached, okay? And at the top, see, it's still attached. I left the yarn attached and then I added my knitting needles and I went ahead and started doing my decreases. Now for this one, for those of you guys that knit, hopefully me explaining this will help you out. In doing my decreases, I divided the stitches onto 3 needles. Okay, there were 46 stitches. So I roughly had 15, 15, and then 16. Okay, so from that, I decreased by 1, and then I went ahead and did a round of knit to give me 45. That way I had even stitches all the way around. And I started decreasing at the beginning and end of each needle. Now, in doing that, your decreases are right together, okay? So if you see here, you can see these are my decreases here. So it gives a very interesting pattern, which hopefully you will be able to see once I am done. You'll be able to see how I decreased it. It is definitely interesting because it's a wider decrease rather than a narrow one, all right? But I do like the way it turned out, and definitely a unique section because it's only 3. There's 3 major areas of decrease for this beanie. I'm going to close it up with the Kitchener stitch, and that's why I still have the needles on there. So I'm going to go ahead and close it up. And then I have to figure out what to do with the bottom. So that's where maybe you guys can come in. Let me know what your thoughts are. Should I do a rolled brim? And I know this is green, so it may be difficult for you to see. Okay, so I'm going to roll it up and maybe hide it. Okay. Should I do a rolled brim where you would see the reverse stockinette on the front? Should I pick up stitches further up and then tink back or frog back and then knit it up in a rib stitch, or something else? What do you think? Okay, I have plenty of space because it's very long. Yeah, what are your thoughts? Have you ever tried to do a combination needle versus machine knit beanie? And if so, how did you make it? What kind of things did you do? All right, leave that in the comment section too. All right. I like kind of posing the questions because, you know, sometimes when we're being creative, questions do come up and it's helpful to get input from other crafters for ideas. Okay. All right. So now, last but not least, I have some advents that I wanted to share with you guys. One is an advent that I purchased last year from a dear friend by the name of Lisa over at Ladybird Loves. This is a crochet advent, and she said that if you purchase it, then it would be things that are needed for a crocheter, and that she promised it would be just a wonderful surprise each day when you open it up. So I did purchase it, and here it is right here. All right. And she packaged it so beautiful. Okay. So this is how it is packaged. They're all numbered and everything. It's just so beautiful. She did a wonderful job. And I'm going to share them with you guys. So I do believe it's one that goes throughout the whole month. So we'll open one up each day and share it with you. Now, while I will be opening them up each day, I likely will not do a video every day. I may get a video in maybe once a week, but I will definitely open every day and share it with you and just kind of compile them so that you can see. Okay. In addition to that, I want you guys to go over and check out her channel. Lisa is having some challenges right now, and she needs our help. I'd rather her explain what is going on with her, but she is asking for help and asking for people to look into it and share if at all possible. You know, there are many times when, you know, we're going to be in need of help and assistance. And she is a person that really does try to help. She really does give. And I think that's a beautiful thing. And it's difficult sometimes when you need help to ask for help, but she is asking. And so please go and check her out and see if there's a way that you can help out as well in what's going on with her. Okay. All right. So, yeah, I'm definitely sending lots of prayers and whatnot and doing my part of what I can do. Sometimes I don't feel like what I can do is much, but I just say every little bit helps. And I do hope that it's a help and a blessing. So if you can be a blessing, please do so. Okay. All right. So now, next, I have a gift that was um, provided to me, and it allowed me an opportunity to get these beautiful Advent bags from Hobbii Yarns. And I'm just like so excited. Now, this is a different Advent because it is a weekly Advent, and it came in four bags. One was for knit, one's for crochet. I actually do both crafts, and so I have both of them. And I am just so forever grateful for the gift. You know who you are. Thank you so much for the gift to be able to share. Now, while I may not be able to share um, this year because I don't know that I'm going to be able to finish, I will share with you when I am able to finish. Okay, so I do promise that. Okay, so one is knit, one is crochet, and I don't know which is which. So it'll be exciting. I just took them out the box so that I had them available. All right, so this is one, and this is the other. Okay. All right. So let's see. So I have this one first. Now it came in the box with this card, and the card says, "From everyone at Hobbii, we wish you a jolly Christmas." All right. On the back says, "Scan the QR code, find all of the patterns for this year's Advent calendar." So they'll give you the patterns, and they've already released the patterns because I actually got an email with the patterns, so I do know the patterns for the week. All right. So here we go. Number one. Oh, wow. This is exciting. Okay. So we have a notebook, and okay, so it is a notebook for crafters because it has the dots for graphing and for maybe doing color work. So that is great. Oh, I forgot they also gave us candy. Okay. A measuring tape. It's very soft. I've not had one styled this way before, and it has Hobbii on one side and it has a heart on the other. Very nice. Okay. Oh, cool. Okay. So you pull it out and then you just squeeze it and it goes back. Very nice. This feels very sturdy, and you can never have too many tape measures. Okay. Okay. Darning needles. And these are nice because these are have the bent end on it. Very nice. It makes it easy to get into your stitches when you're trying to finish off something. Oh, this is soft. Very soft. Okay. So this is rainbow bamboo. Okay, rainbow bamboo. All right. So let's see. What are the specs on here? 60% viscose, 40% cotton, 100 grams, 3.5 ounces, 250 meters, 273 yards. It is a number 2 fine, and recommended needle size is 3.5 millimeter or US 4. Recommended hook size is 4.5 millimeter or US 7. All right. Very good. And it is a very soft. It's a very soft yarn. So I think it's going to give very nice drape to the project. Okay. So very, very nice. Let's see if there's anything else in this bag. No. And this bag is really sturdy, guys. It's like a canvas bag. So this can absolutely be used for future projects as well. Okay. All right. So let's see. Do it that way. Let's do it that way. Okay. So that's very, very nice. And let's see what's in this other one. Okay. So that one, oh, you know what? I forgot to share with you the pattern. Okay. So the pattern that is for this week is this. It's a beautiful shawl, and it's called Anton shawl. The Anton shawl. Beautiful, right? It's beautiful color work, and it's knit. And it looks like it has eyelets at the bottom, and then eyelets where the increases are made. And I am assuming that maybe it's a half circle shawl. Let's see. Pattern information. It says this boho chic wrap is the perfect beginner-friendly project. Knit the Anton shawl if you're in the mood for playful color blocking, stripes, and a sprinkling of delicate eyelets. The shawl is finished with easy-to-learn textured stitches for beautiful dimension, knit from the top down with the luxurious bamboo and cotton blend yarn. This shawl creates a flattering half-moon shape that drapes effortlessly. That is awesome. Okay. And again, they have technique videos available for you. So they make it very easy for you to do the items. Okay. So I'm gonna put that, if that'll stand. I'll put it like that. Okay. All right. So next we have this one. Okay. So that was knit. So this must be crochet, right? Okay. So let's open it. Okay. So we have a Tunisian crochet hook here. It is a 6.5 millimeter US 10.5. Cool. Okay. So it's a metal Tunisian crochet hook. Let's see. And I am definitely familiar. They used to be called Afghan hooks. And I thought I had mine in here, but I don't. But Beautiful. Okay, 6.5 millimeter hook, ruler with a magnifying glass, and that is really good for reading patterns and small print. Wonderful. And a pair of awesome scissors, and these have a nice point on them, and they're beautiful, stylish. Let's see, anything else besides the yarn? And last but not least at all, we have this beautiful yarn. And wow, when I tell you that this is soft, look at this. It is so light and soft. Oh my goodness, it is so soft, guys. Wow. Okay, wow. This is called Pearly Haze. Okay, Pearly Haze. And it is 73% viscose, 27% wool. It is a 4 medium weight yarn. They give us 50 grams per donut, 1.75 ounce, 110 meter, or 120 yards. The recommended needle size is 5 millimeter or US 8, and the recommended hook size is 6 millimeter or US J. Okay, so it is really, really soft. So just awesome. All right, so now this particular yarn, let me see. I'm not sure. It's like a chain, kind of. Yeah, it kind of looks like it's some kind of a chain in order the structure of it. It's like a chainette yarn or something. Okay, but beautiful. I've not worked with it before. It looks just beautiful, and it is so soft. All right, so wow. Let's put that there. And this here. And this. Okay, now let's see. What do I, oh, the pattern. I forgot the pattern, guys. Okay. This is beautiful. So this is the pattern, and it's a beautiful Tunisian crochet project. Now, the crafters that and designers that they are using this year is the beautiful Toni Lipsy over at TL Yarn Crafts and her mom. Toni does crochet and Tunisian crochet, and her mom does knitting. And I think that's just wonderful that they were able to partner with them to be able to just showcase their beautiful designs and recommended yarns and whatnot. I think that's just a wonderful thing. So, so this is great, and it's a beautiful beanie called Winterberry Beanie. Okay. Now, I got a notification in my email. I actually went ahead and downloaded the pattern. And before I saw the yarn, because I'm sharing that with you guys. But when I saw it, I thought, okay, I think I have some yarn that I could use for my stash so that I can practice. And then whenever I do open it, then I can try with the yarn and I will have worked out all the challenges if there are any. So I grabbed the beautiful mandala yarn here. This is mandala ombre, okay? And the colorway is called Balance. Now, it is a 4 weight, and these are the colors that are within it. Now, I already had used some of this yarn, and so I'm really hoping that I have enough to make this beanie. And I grabbed my Tunisian crochet hook, which right now it is escaping me as to where it is. Oh, hold on for a moment. All right, I am back. So I have my Tunisian crochet hook here, and I went ahead and got started on it. So this is how far I've gotten so far. This is the brim that's already done, and I'm working on the body of it. All right. And I do think that it's going to be great. And I just have to keep working on it. Now, with these, I don't know if I'm going to be able to complete them within the week's time. I'm not going to rush myself because there are just so many things going on. So I will share with you what's in the bags and the patterns, but I may or may not be able to complete the project. But as I am able to complete them, I will definitely share with you. So I hope that you guys don't mind that. Okay. All right. So very beautiful. I'm going to take a photo of these items, and that way I can kind of share them. I think it's awesome. The patterns are awesome. And yeah, so that's all for this portion. Now I want to share with you, can you guess the C to C? Can you guess the C to C is something that I came up with along with my Yarny bestie Pricilla over at Distinctively Handcrafted. Our YT bestie Jeanette at DOY Creations and DOY Life posed a beautiful challenge of making corner to corner blankets. She is really well versed and is just so talented and has made some very beautiful corner to corner blankets. I love seeing the ones that she has come up with. And we were both trying to figure out how we could incorporate some of the other challenges that we were doing and make a C to C blanket. So in doing that, I looked and thought, are there other stitch patterns besides just the typical one that we see for corner to corner? And I made a few swatches, shared it with Priscilla, and said, what do you think? Do you think people would be interested in guessing corner to corner stitch patterns? And it would be fun to explore. And she said, sure, why not? Go for it. So now, not only did she encourage me to do so, she also sent me some beautiful handmade squares that she did, and we all guessed and tried to guess the corner to corner stitch patterns that she presented. And I think it's a lot of fun. I hope that you guys are having a lot of fun with it. And I've been continuing to kind of explore more stitches to see if I can even do a corner to corner with it, and then share it with you guys in Can You Guess the C to C? So this is the most recent one here. And I asked you guys, could you guess the C to C stitch pattern? Okay, so I'm gonna turn it, see if that helps any at all. And I'll show you the back. And I'll turn that as well to see if that helps. Can you see what the stitch pattern is? Okay, I'm actually considering this to be the front side. Okay, and I'll turn it again to see if you can tell what it is. Hopefully you can. And then this is the back side, and I'll turn it as well. So you can see all the stitches that were made to get the pattern. Okay, so this is considered the front though. Okay, now some of you guys guessed it, and I am just so excited, and I was so happy to see that at least my stitches look neat enough for you to be able to see it. And I think it's a lot of fun to explore and to see if you thought it was one thing, how can you tell it's that, and how can you tell if it's not that? All right, so the answer to this one is, this is a waffle stitch. Okay, this is a waffle stitch pattern, and it was done in a corner to corner fashion, so it was done diagonally. Okay, so I increased it to this much and then decreased it to the other, so it started in one corner and ended in the other. Excuse me. All right, so now how can you tell? Because a lot of people guessed lattice. Okay, and so I'm going to show you the difference between the lattice and the waffle stitch. Okay, so I made another set of squares, and these are going for a different purpose. In addition to the hats and warm wearables this winter, I also have been making squares for Warm Up America, and that is actually in conjunction with our dear friend Gloria over at GG the Crochet Queen. So she posed a challenge for us to go ahead and do something to give to others and make squares that are 7" by 9" for Warm Up America project. Now, Warm Up America does quite a few different things, all right? And so one of them is making the 7 by 9 squares, but they also accept completely made blankets and just different things. So you're not limited to just the squares, all right? So I went ahead and started doing them, and I've been sharing the squares with you. And so while I'm doing the can you guess the C to C, that's a perfect opportunity for me to then practice those stitch patterns to get them down pat by making a 7x9 square. So I've been doing that as well. So now this right here is a waffle stitch square that's 7x9 for Woman of America. So now with this, you see, because it's going in rows like this, so it's easy to see the stitch pattern. But if I had turned it like this, you may or may not have been able to see it. I'm not sure. All right. And so if I take this and if I turn it, then hopefully you can see the waffle stitch pattern that emerges, right? Sorry, I had it on the back. Now, can you see it? Yeah. Okay. So this is the waffle stitch. All right. Now, not to be confused with the lattice stitch. Now, the waffle stitch is a series of front post double crochets that are being done on opposite sides. Okay. So it's front post. All right. So now for the lattice stitch, the foundation actually is different. All right. So I'm going to share with you the lattice stitch. This is a lattice stitch. All right. Very different, right? But when you're looking at this on a photo, it is very difficult to tell the difference between this and this. But as you see, they are very different. Okay. So very nice, very dense. This one gives more of a light and fluffy type of texture versus this one, which gives a very dense texture. So for this one, I think if I were to do this one again for the square, I would probably increase the size of my hook so that it won't be so stiff. All right. I like the way it turned out. I do love the texture. It's just that the fabric is a little more dense than I would like it to be compared to this one. Okay. But I do like both of them. So this is the waffle stitch and this is the lattice stitch. All right. Both of them very nice. Not difficult to do, but very different techniques involved and very different stitch patterns. All right. So for those of you guys who guessed the waffle stitch, bravo to you. Thank you so much for guessing and participating in the Can You Guess the C to C? Now, I will likely bring back maybe after the holidays in the new year more Can You Guess the C to C as I am able to do them because I really did enjoy exploring it. I will likely do more squares for Warm Up America, unless we decide to do another charity to give to. And we can maybe explore some different things that we can do with these stitch patterns. You can do way more than just squares. You can make garments. You can, just the sky's the limit once you learn the beautiful stitch pattern. Okay. So, yeah. All right. So that's all I have for this portion. I've shared quite a bit, and this is a little bit longer video than usual, but it's the holidays and it's been a while since I've been able to create a video and share with you guys. I do have some other things upcoming, and I definitely do want to get into and open up the beautiful Advent box that I purchased from Lisa over at Lady Bird Loves. Please go ahead and check out all of the beautiful content creators that I have shared with you today. Check out the channel, subscribe to them, hit the notification bell, and that way, whenever they upload, you will be available. And please, by all means, go ahead and check out Lisa over at Ladybird Loves. Check out the video that I mentioned to you. She definitely is in need and could use our help. Okay, if you're able to, greatly appreciate it. All right. So, to each and every one of you, do everything you can to be mindful. Do everything you can to be at your best health. And by all means, guys, continue to be crafty every day. Be inspiring, be inspired, share your gifts. I want to say thank you for watching my videos, for giving me a thumbs up, for doing the puzzles when I do puzzles, and sharing in the Can You Guess the C to C. The interaction is just wonderful. I really do appreciate it. So I look forward to seeing you again in one of my next videos or one of yours. Take care now. Bye-bye.